What is going on, my beautiful people? So in this video, I want to share with you guys something that's going to help you perform your best through Jesus Christ. So if you're somebody that is doing something that you need to perform great, maybe you're doing a sport, maybe you're doing public speaking, maybe you just want to make great art, I want to give you something that's going to help you take the pressure off and allow you to perform your best and show up through Christ Jesus and through God. This is something I've been learning from the book called Inner Excellence. And in the book, he really talks about a lot of stuff that helps you take the pressure off. He works with high performance athletes. And one of the people that he worked with, or not worked with, but he gave his book to, he didn't give his book to him, but he has his book, is A.J. Brown, who plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. And he always had this book on the sideline, and I would always see it, and I never really knew why he would have it like that. But he gave an interview, and he talked about how it really just gave him a sense of peace. That book, having that book gave him a sense of peace because of the tools in that book. And after I read it, I completely understand it. And it's something that just allows you to take the pressure off yourself to be able to go out there and perform your best. It's a lot of tools, but from this, I've created something that allows us to be anchored in God, and I want to share that with you. So basically, a lot of the times we are going to put too much pressure on ourselves. We're going to think about the expectations. We're going to think about people's approval. We're going to think about all these things because we're human people, and that's normal for us to think about. But how do we firstly, that actually takes away from how we are going to go out there. If you're thinking about anything else besides being in the moment, all of a sudden you cannot show up your best. You might show up decent, but you won't be able to show up your best. And that's what he talks about in the book. Like, all the high performing athletes are able to just stay fully present in the moment. Now you have to be able to block out all the noise. Now, how do we block out all the noise? So from this book, I've created this thing. It's called Go Tap. That's like the best acronym that I could do. It's not the best thing ever, but it's called Go Tap. And what it basically is basically meaning going and tapping into God. So firstly, we have to have an overwhelmingly abundant love for God. That's where we're going to start out with. That's the G. Having an overwhelmingly abundant love for God. When we love God so much, like we are just basking in it, everything else is just sunshine and rainbows. When you're just in appreciation for God, when you're grateful for what God has given you for this day, all of a sudden everything feels good. Everything feels better. Everything is just like sunshine and rainbows because, like, God gave me this day. My God is great. My God is amazing. My God has flung stars into space. My God has done all these things. My God has made me in his image. My God has made me into a masterpiece. And when we start from that overflow, all of a sudden, we're not worrying so much about ourselves. It gets us out of self-consciousness, gets us away from thinking about ourselves, and allows us to put it outward, which goes with the second one, which is the O, which is others, focusing on other people. So in the same way that God loves us and we know how great we are through God, and how great our God is, we have to think about, now we put it to the other person, put it to the people outside. Now, if you're doing something like a sport, in the book he talks about how you have to have a love for your opponents, love for your team, love for yourself, love for your coaches, love for everything. You got to put it outward. Now, if we have people in our life that are hard to love, which we are all going to have, it's going to be tough. Those are our Judases. But we have to be able to see those people through the eyes of God. And if we love God more, and we know how much he's forgiven us, we love him first because he loved us. Where we love him because he loved us first, despite our weaknesses, despite our mistakes, despite how bad we can be sometimes. That is going to help us love other people more. And when you're not focusing on other people's approval, maybe they do say something bad about you. Maybe they do say something negative about you. But you're just like a normal human being. You have your mistakes, you're going to do that stuff. I'm going to pray for you instead of like cursing you out. Because when you start cursing them out, all of a sudden their opinions matter to you, and it's going to affect your performance. So if you can just be like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna actually just love you. Then all of a sudden you're not weighed down by what they say. You're not weighed down by their thoughts in your mind, anything like that, man. So that love for other people actually helps us be able to take that away, and it helps us play from a place of love. Go out there and be able to do it from a place of love. The third thing is T, which is trust. Trusting God. One of the sayings he has in the book Inner Excellence is, I can handle anything. And I've tied that together with God because I know that I can handle anything through God. I know that you can handle anything through Christ. So when we have Christ in our life, we know that no matter what, God is going to work everything out for good. It could be the worst thing ever, where you feel like, God, why did this have to happen? But he's going to work it out for good at the end of time. And he's going to always work it out for good for those who love him. That's literally a verse in the Bible. So if we can understand that we can trust God, you can handle anything if you have God on your side. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Once we understand that, we can have a trust in going out there and doing our thing the best we possibly can, and we don't even got to worry about like how it's going to come out, because we know we trust our God. We could just go into any situation. We can go into a very uncomfortable situation, a situation that you might think like, oh, I don't know if I could do this. But if you can say I can handle anything, it takes the pressure off of you needing to like have a specific outcome, needing something specific to happen. You're just saying, I trust my God, and even if this thing goes terrible, I'm gonna be completely fine. You can handle anything. Even if nothing even if nothing goes right at all, you're still gonna be able to handle it. Even if the worst thing happens, you're gonna be able to handle it. And that goes on kind of hand in hand with the next one, which is A, which is acceptance. You gotta be able to accept your mistakes. So I was looking into this, and Steph Curry has they were kind of talking about how he is able to get into flow state, and they said that acceptance of his mistakes is one of the best traits that he has. So when Steph Curry goes out there, a lot of times he's going to miss a lot of freaking shots. He's going to miss a lot of damn shots. And they say that one of the best traits about him is that he can go 1 for 10 from the 3-point line, and he's still going to forget all those mistakes, and he's going to go out there and he's going to keep shooting. He's just going to keep shooting. And that's one of the things that helps him actually get into flow state. And we've seen Steph Curry, we've seen him at the USA game, we've seen him how good he is, man. And it's one of the reasons why he's so good is because he can accept those mistakes. A lot of the players that you'll see go out there, they'll miss like 1 or 2 shots, and all of a sudden they don't even touch the ball anymore. So if you can be the person that can go out there and just be like, I'm gonna chunk them up, not saying that you want to miss, not saying that you're trying to miss or anything like that, but one of the things I've tied this into is I'm gonna go out there and try my best. You're gonna go out there and try your best and trust God with the rest. Try your best and trust God with the rest. He's gonna go out there, he's gonna shoot his shot, try his best to get it right, and trust God with the rest. And when you say try your best, it doesn't mean that you just shoot it, you don't even think about it anymore. You could think about it from a place of security, where you're not like judging yourself. You're not like, oh damn, I suck, anything like that. But you're like, why did that shot miss? You're doing it from a place of clarity instead of a place of insecurity. Very perfect right there. So every time you're going on to the next play, you're able to get better and better. And we're able to do that in anything we want to do, man. Whether that's a sport, whether that's public speaking, if you go out there and you absolutely bomb, you can just be like, okay, what went wrong there? I'm not going to judge myself. I tried my best and I'm trusting God with this. I'm going to continue to get better. And it's also not having any expectations. When you don't have any expectations, which basically means you're not expecting anything to happen, you're not expecting it to go the best ever, because you cannot control those expectations. If you're expecting something to happen and it doesn't happen, all of a sudden you get a little worried, you get pressure on yourself, and that's just not going to end up well. So the last one is presence. Having presence. How do we have presence? One of the best verses for this that I found is, be still and know that I am God. If we can have a presence where we're just able to be, we're not thinking anywhere in the future, anywhere in the past, and we're just able to be here, it just gives you a sense that's able to help you tap into that flow state that's able to help you perform better. So the next time that you're feeling a little tense, you're feeling a little stressed, anxious, anything like that, just say, be still and know that I am God. If we could just, it's an all-encompassing thing. If we can trust him and know that he is God, we know we don't got to think about it so much. We know we don't got to worry. We don't got to overthink. And we can just be in this moment, have fun, and just play. Literally just play and have a good time. So this is something that can help you get into your moment, and it's just something that's really helping me center myself. I feel very freaking centered. Like when I used to record these videos, man, I was kind of like, I would get stressed. I'm not going to say stressed, but I would get like a little sweaty. I would get my body temperature would rise, all this stuff. And it's not saying that was the worst thing ever. I think that was completely normal, and I would still go up there and do my best. But the more that I'm able to center myself, the more that I'm able to just focus on you guys. The more that I'm able to focus on what I'm bringing you, not about who might be hearing this video, who might be, what y'all might say about it, or what certain people might say about it. Like, it's just something where I'm able to have a good time, able to come up here, give my best, trust God with the rest, and I'm gonna get better on the next video. I'm gonna get better on the next video. So that's something that we can all do to help us get better at whatever we are doing, man. Because it's just such a thing that also honestly really helps your performance. And the reason I know it helps your performance is because I literally did the same method to really test it out with Call of Duty. Call of Duty is something that I play at a very high level, and I'm like, okay, well, if I can get even better, that must mean that this really works. So I went in there and I was like, normally when I play Call of Duty, you get a little bit like, you're a little stressed, man. There's some high intense situations. You want to be good. You want to do all this stuff. So I would get my hands would get clammy. Everything would be bad. I would be like, oh my gosh, like I really want to do this. And that wasn't the best for my performance. I have learned in that, because once I started doing this and saying to myself, like, the outcome doesn't matter, which ties in with the acceptance or the trust, like the outcome doesn't matter. I can handle anything. Like, I know it's something super small. It's not even something really, like, it's not a big thing, but it's something that really grounded me. And I was able to just be calm and at peace. The same way that I'm getting better at these videos, the same way I felt like when I was playing the game. I just felt calm. Every time I would die, I would just smile and be like, hey, the outcome doesn't matter. The outcome doesn't matter. And it made me be even better. I had like a 10-game winning streak right after that. So that's just something that really helped me see it. This actually helps your performance. And it's something that made me trust it with making it into these videos and bringing it into these videos, bringing it into my life, man. It's something that can help you in your life. It's something that can help you in whatever you're trying to perform, your craft, anything like that. And I hope this really helps you guys. Let me know how this helps you guys. Let me know what you like most about this. I love you guys. Hope you have an amazing day. Peace.